Thank God it's Friday, and Fridays are for mental health. So this is the second episode of our podcast, Speak Your Scars Out. And with me today is a special friend, a friend turned brother, and we share something in common. We're just hanging out. We're just having a normal conversation outside camera, and then I felt the need for him to come, and then we'll talk about grief. So this is mental health and grief part two. So, bro, you're welcome to our podcast.
Yo, thanks, bro.
So, like, can you tell us your name? Like,
My name is Fwangshak Samson Titus.
so what does Fwangshak mean?
Yeah, Fwangshak means being your brother's keeper.
Being your brother's keeper, being your brother's keeper. Oh, nice one, man. And we've been looking out for each other and stuff.
Yeah, word,
Yeah,
word.
yeah. So, like, quick one, yeah. I started this series, mental health and grief. And it's a platform where we want to create an opportunity for people to come and talk their scars or talk their experiences and all. There are other segments, but we are focusing on grief at the moment. And you like in 2016,
Yeah,
2016,
yeah,
yeah. So 2016, you guys were involved in an accident, and then you lost your brother. You were at the hospital. Were the ones that had to attend the burial itself, and then to come back to meet you at the hospital and all that. So, like, what really happened? Like, what really happened that day, that March?
Thank you for having me. March 20th, 2016. A day I'll never forget. It was a beautiful Sunday evening, a super Sunday. Uh, so it happened at about 9:30 p.m. Uh, very close to the house, just some 100 meters, say 6 to 700 meters to the house. Oh, so the car broke down and I was on my way out. I was returning home when I saw the breakdown and then I stopped to help. It was an SUV was coming in the opposite direction that flashed the light into that car. It was the first rain actually of the year 2016. So I don't know for whatsoever reasons, maybe his wiper was not good or so, but his car fell into a gutter where it's a block industry. You know the scene, yeah. So I highlighted from the keke I was in, tricycle. So I rushed down to help. In the process, I received a call from my uncle, who was at the time with my oldest brother. God bless his soul. So they asked of my whereabouts, and I told them. So they, for some reasons, they came down to join me. So we tried to help the owner of the car. It was a Golf wagon. Apparently, the man, an Igbo man, was coming from a meeting, and it happened. So we tried to help, and then a mechanic guy came, a familiar face too, and he asked if we could still be there to render help so we could, because I think it had to do with the ball joint of the car and all. So we were there and it was, yeah, it was just drizzling and it stopped, because you know how the first rains will be, it would just be droplets and all. So this guy was coming, he was driving a BMW car. I knew after the incident because I saw the picture and he ran into us. He ran into us, yes, and we were about six of us, yes, the mechanic with a friend and the owner of the car, myself, my uncle, and my late older brother. So the six of us, the three of us that were related bloodline were the most hit because we were behind the car, and then this guy came and hit us directly. We rushed to the hospital, My late older brother wasn't fractured. He sustained multiple fractures, tibiofibular fractures in bilateral fractures, both legs. I had three on the left and two on the right. Yeah. And my late older brother wasn't fractured. My uncle had two fractures on his left leg, tibia too. Um, my brother's case was internal bleeding, so we were rushed to the hospital. A good Samaritan came, unbeknownst to him that he was my brother's mate in secondary school. It was, yeah, that's the guy in the passenger seat that shared the wet with the driver. It was when my parents came to the hospital that he recognized them, and then he was like, because they rushed him into the inner section of the accident and emergency unit of the hospital. Well, on reaching to the hospital, they were like police reports and all, but I kept screaming and saying I could feel pains, I could grumble and shout at any discomfort, any galloping on our way to the hospital. And so I was disturbed about him because I was trying to talk to him, but he was quiet and he kept holding his neck. Yeah, so I told the hospital attendants to check this guy. They should check him out because something wrong with this guy. So when the hospital up to about I think 2:30 a.m. My parents had arrived, and when they came, they thought it was only me because they knew when I went out, and they knew I was out. And then my brother and my uncle were home. So when they called them that there was a scene and they left the house, they did not see them seated because they were at the balcony on a mat, gisting and all. So on reaching to the hospital, they saw my uncle first before even seeing me, and I was like, it's it's inside and also. He gave up the ghost at about 2:30 a.m. I think that's of Monday the 21st.
So huge. That was so huge. So pardon me if I'm pressing, like, so how was it like for you? How did it feel for you? You had your own challenges. You had to be in the hospital, and all that. You couldn't even attend the burial and all, you had to go for surgeries, like, and all that. So like how was it like?
Uh, can I explain how it was like?
Yes, yes, please, yes, please.
Uh, I was broken. I felt I was the cause of it. Yeah, I felt I was the cause of it.
Because you're the one that called. Yeah,
Yeah, they
because of
actually
that phone
reached out to
call.
me.
Yeah.
They called
Okay,
me
they
to
reached
find
out to
out
you.
my
Yeah.
whereabouts, as per looking out. And I told them then for some reasons they came, maybe it was meant to be. However, I I was in a space that time. I was just not, I was lost. Could not just get it together. In the midst of it all, you know, one woman I will never forget. You God used her. She came and she was like, she, she gave me a story. Her chief died on her way returning from her wedding. So her best friend died returning back home from her wedding. And she was beating herself and all until she finally got over it. She encouraged me, she admonished me. I held on to that. And it's not easy. To tell you the truth, yeah, when I cried more when they returned from the burial, my younger ones and that's my cousins, my younger sister, and my cousins came and they came to the bed and they were holding the burial program. I saw it, seeing this picture, you know, started crying, started crying. They were consoling me. They were like, and I looked at them. I cried it out, yeah, but it's not easy, bro. It's not easy, yeah.
I understand how you feel, I understand how you feel and all, man. So like, at a point, did you wish that the whole thing didn't happen? And at what point were you able to accept the reality that, this thing has happened, though? Like, I need to, just leave and all.
Yeah, truth is, when the incident happened, the first thing if I can recall vividly, like when I realized myself, that's when I realized that I was trying to bail out, I was trying to run or something, and then I discovered that I could not move. Yeah, like my right toe, my right heel was stuck to my left toes, and I was like, I screamed. That was it. I was able to move my body from my waist upwards. I was able to move, but then I could not, and I was like, that was when it dawned on me that. So the first thing that came to my mind was, it's an attack. So I was trying to look out for where the attack was coming from, how to protective instincts and all. So then I realized, no, it wasn't an attack, it was an accident. Because I could hear scream, like my uncle was screaming my name and my brother's name. So I responded, but he could not say a word, and I could hear other voices. And then people started trooping in. At that point, they're like, oh, these guys are siblings, this guy, we know this guy, stuff like that. So trying to, so they came, they were trying to pack us up and all, and then one guy was like, no, 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 that's not how you carry a fractured person. You don't do just let him, you know, because when they were carrying, I was screaming. I said, no, 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 they should allow me. So, well, before I could, realize we were all around, my uncle was limping. He was holding, he was using the other leg to limp, even though he was fractured. He was coming back. Mine, both legs were gone, man, so I could not move. I had to be carried. I saw my brother, he was up, but like I said, he kept holding his neck. So that was a red flag for me, and I was like, "What's up, this guy?" When we were in the car going, because when he entered the car, he sat in the car. It was a Peugeot 406, and my legs were on his lap. Okay, and my uncle was some other persons carried him. And we just met in the hospital. So I was like, yes, it has happened. We can't question, we can't say why, but if it was my wish, it wouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened. But then, who are we? We can't question, yeah? It happened.
Like, what word of encouragement do you have to say to someone out there that has gone through grief, has lost someone so dear to him, or like what word of encouragement do you have for them?
Okay, to add to it, you said, at what point did I get over it? And I can't tell myself. I can't tell. The only thing I know was, people come, and when they come to visit, they come to encourage, everybody gives his words and all. Some others are more emotional than others, and some of them, when they come, at some point, I don't know, I was the one that was trying to manage a situation. Like, you could see a mother crying, uh, you, what happened? Like, and then I'll be the one now to say, no, 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 mom, I'm going to be fine. Even though not biological, growing up from the north, everyone is your mother, everyone is your father, especially when there are people that are related by blood or by affiliation, or colleagues to your parents, or by association, whatever level. We regard those people as parents. So, and that respect that is in the north, that is embedded, that we always carry, that has been like a legacy for us. So the thing is, life happens. Life happens. Just dust yourself and keep going. It's not easy, but you just have to.
But this kind of experience, like of us, of as it pertains losing someone? Like, is it possible for one to get over it and move on, or what's your take on that?
Mm. Healing comes from the mind, you know. Mind your mental health. It's the state of the mind. So as our faces are different, so also our emotions and the way we react to situations. So, for some, they just heal like in no distant time. For others, they keep, back and forth and somehow they heal. But the thing is, I don't want to be religious here, but prayer changes all things. So don't beat yourself, just pray over it. And yeah, just pray over it.
Any time that you felt you needed a therapy, like,
Uh, I want to count myself as a fortunate person. Yeah, reasons being that I have all those people around me. It was a collective team. My set of my caregivers, and all like the people around me, they rallied around. They went out of their ways to do all sorts that I most of the time did not feel some level of emptiness because there were people around. It was like at a time people were just trooping in, and then okay. Sometimes I get nocturnal at night. I get nocturnal and I tend to dive into other things, and that was where I found some of my hidden talents. You know, that was when I knew that reading was one part of me that I did not explore. So I could cancel 1, 2 books in 2, 3 days. I saw virtually all the movies that were 2015 and 14, because you don't do anything for yourself. You're being helped to sit on a surgical pole you know, to clean your body and to apply some coolant. You know, so I, you feel that this is not you. You cannot do your set rules. But then, like I said, I had friends, family around me that were giving me that cover. They were giving me that defense, that whole counseling and emotional stuff.
oh, that's nice, So like, but some people tend to withdraw. They might have the people around them and all, but some tend to withdraw and all that you get. And yeah, the people will be there, but that time that you're alone, you said it, like probably at night when you're all alone, where everywhere's quiet, your mind just tends to. But then, you took the advantage of that time to read books, and then to watch movies. Yeah.
Discovered myself.
Yeah, you rediscovered yourself, so you even you did like an internal inventory on yourself, and all that. So like, and to me, that's actually a good way to maintain your mental health, and all. You're just digging deeper into the whole matter, and also, well, that's a good one. So basically, thank you very much, bro, for your time over and all, and I wish you a safe trip as you return back to Meduguri, and all that. So this is all we have for this episode, fam. Thank you so much for listening, and yeah, yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Moving forward, talking about mental health, please just put it in mind that exercise is to the body what reading is to the mind. Now, if your body tells you to move, you move. If it says sit down, sit down. If it says lay down, get some rest. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, man. So that's thanks. Thank you so much, bro. So, fam, please, if you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for sticking close to us this far. And then, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button. I will never overemphasize the part of you turning on that notification bell so that when next I post a video, it just pops on your screen to say, yeah, that I published something.